you how I feel. So I'm tired of all the pain, of the misery inside, and I wish that I could live feeling nothing but the night. You can tell me what to say, you can tell me where to go, but I doubt that I would care, and my heart would never know. If I make another move, there'll be no more turning back, because everything will change and it all will fade to black. Will tomorrow ever come? Will I make it through the night? Will there ever be a place for the...
I'm pleased you could make it to this meeting, Rachel Alucard.
I suppose long time no see would be the appropriate response.
In your subjective time, it has been 19,792 hours, 41 minutes, 52 seconds.
Correct. For us, it has been 283,875 hours, 18 minutes, 24 seconds.
The difference between our subjective times is irrelevant.
How much of a discrepancy is there right now?
There is an observed 1 in 940,000 deviation from the predicted numbers.
Oh, interesting. You're saying almost nothing has changed?
Rachel Alucard, I think it is safe to say that there has been no change whatsoever. Even your hair remains unchanged.
So, nothing has changed. Although the word miracle is not exactly in our vocabulary, wouldn't you agree that your existence itself is a miracle of sorts?
Correct. We have, however, observed a rather intriguing change in the behavior of a certain mind.
Have you summoned me here simply to tell me that?
Why did you lift Restriction 0, Rachel Alucard?
We wish to know what you are trying to do with the Tsukuyomi unit.
Whatever my intentions for the Tsukuyomi unit, they have nothing to do with you.
Incorrect. Your actions in regard to the Tsukuyomi unit will impact our goals. We are currently re-evaluating the man's worth.
Indeed. Your actions do not seem to be entirely logical or even completely rational. Ragna the Blood Edge may be the origin, but he isn't where we should be focusing at this point.
We cannot understand what makes Ragna the Blood Edge so valuable, Rachel Alucard. I assume you are well aware of the value and significance of the Tsukuyomi unit?
Correct. It is impossible that Ragna the Blood Edge has greater value than the Susanoo unit. This is our conclusion.
I do not think his value is something you will ever understand.
We do not wish to meddle in your affairs, that much we will admit. That is why we accept the phenomenon that has occurred.
Affirmative. We will accept and then select appropriately.
Select? So you fancy yourselves gods now?
Negative. Takamagahara is a system built by humans. Anything which has been built by humans can never be designated as a god.
Furthermore, once a god has been observed, it can no longer continue to exist as a god and becomes nothing more than a thing.
Affirmative. The master unit is no exception.
And of course, the successor to the Azure, Noel Vermilion, is also governed by this rule.
Which is why, Rachel Alucard?
We would like to ask if you wish to become an observer of the boundary once again.
Although I very much enjoy keeping dogs as pets, my desires are not so twisted that I wish to become a lapdog myself.
Rachel Alucard, the outer perimeter is much closer to Takamagahara than you think.
Before you abandon the duties you have already accepted, please consider the amount of time that has already been invested in this endeavor.
Oh? I'm afraid I don't recall the precise amount.
Your response has been recorded and analyzed. We take it your answer is no.
How unfortunate. I had hoped things were going to be getting a little more enjoyable here again. Still, we had predicted that this would be the choice you would make.
We have already begun observation of the snake.
Then you were responsible for Terami's release.
Affirmative. We expect significant risk in initializing the destruction process.
He is really something of a maverick. Even we cannot govern him at times.
As such, we have prepared an exit strategy.
An exit strategy? Dare I ask what that might be?
Negative. We are unable to provide an answer to that query. Doing so would constitute unintended intervention.
Then you truly intend to reduce the world to nothing?
Nothing? Oh, don't be foolish. That would be pointless.
The world Takamagahara creates simply needs to be correct. In such a world, there would be no need for the master unit. It would only cause distortion.
Affirmative. Distortions caused by the master unit are currently being considered along with other possible outcomes as a result of the continuum shift.
The phenomena intervention of the master unit cannot be measured. As such, we spend too much time repairing its mistakes. We do not need any more accidents.
Affirmative. Takamagahara will initiate reconstruction without the intervention of the master unit.
Once again, the world will be back in the Azure.
Affirmative. The Azure will inherit the Takamagahara.
So long as the Azure exists, the world will exist as well, no matter what form it may take.
All forms of life return to the world of the Azure.
For him, the simple act of waking up came as a shocking surprise. Even within the shadowy depths of his dreams, he always kept his eyes tightly closed, and so he'd never see the exit from his mind appear. Off in the distance, he could hear a faint voice, but it sounded as if it was being swallowed by the surrounding darkness. There was the sound of something beyond price being shattered, himself becoming something else entirely. He doesn't understand any of it, and his head feels like it's being ripped apart. This is why Jin Kisaragi will always wait with eyes closed for the light of day, for it is this light that will free him from these endless nightmares.
Not again.
There was something not quite right about the room in which he awoke. Jin scanned the room, taking in his surroundings.
Why am I in a bed? Where am I?
Jin got out of bed, throwing aside the pure white sheets that covered him. His eyes were drawn to the object that was propped up beside him. Bukro Algeso, Yuki-Ona-san.
I see. That's right, I fought my brother, and that's when... Wait! What happened to my brother? I don't have time to lay around here. Damn these wounds!
Major Kisaragi? You shouldn't be pushing yourself so hard yet.
Who the hell are you? Where is this place?
I'm sorry, Major. I'm from the 3rd Thaumaturgia Squad, Warrant Officer Ellen Nelson. This is the medical bay of an NOL Ars Magus vessel.
The medical bay? Warrant officer. What's today's date?
Yes, it's January 3rd, sir.
I've been asleep for 3 days?
Your injuries appeared to be quite serious, so you were brought here for treatment.
Warrant Officer Nelson, was it? Who brought me here?
I'm afraid I do not know the answer to that question, sir. I was just assigned to this post yesterday. My orders, however, were made perfectly clear. I am to take care of you until your injuries have healed completely.
And who gave you these orders?
I was given my orders by Captain Hazama, sir.
Captain... Hazama? Nelson, I'm sorry, but I'm not feeling too well. Could you please leave?
Yes, sir.
What is it?
It's a great honor to be able to take care of you like this, sir. If you need anything at all, please feel free to call me. Now, if you'll excuse me...
An Ars Magus vessel? Judging by how I feel right now, we must be airborne. This must be one of the NOL ships configured for defense.
Did you call me, Major?
I'm a little thirsty. Please bring me a glass of water.
Understood. I will return right away.
Now.
Excuse me, Major. I brought your water...
I apologize for this, but now that I have her keycard, let's see what her clearance level is. Level A, I should have known. I was hoping I could commandeer an escape pod, but I guess I'll have to settle for the next best thing. Captain Hazuma's involved, yet there are hardly any guards. Is this a trap? Circling directly above Kagutsuchi? Why aren't we heading back to HQ? This has to be a trap. No matter. Trap or not, I will allow nothing to deter me from finding my brother. Huh!
Looks like he's gone. That's the second time he's gone off on his own like that, you know. Disobeyed orders. I don't think we can just turn a blind eye to it anymore, even if he is the hero of Ikaruga. So, I'd say it's probably high time our hero died an appropriately heroic death. Killed in action, of course. So, Phantom Buddy, I'd like to make sure he meets his end, all right? Don't let Ragna do him in, though, okay? It's gotta be Tsubaki. Tsubaki Yayoi.
Seems like my wounds haven't healed as much as I would have hoped. I'll just have to ignore them for now. It looks as if the wind blew me a little off course. Is that Kagutsuchi over there?
Jin unstrapped himself from the parachute harness and tossed it aside.
I'd better get going. Huh? Who's there? I can sense your presence. Show yourself now.
Well, I'll be damned. What's the hero of Ikaruga doing in a place like this?
Who are you?
I'm impressed, kid. You almost got a bead on me, not once, but twice. That ain't easy to do. And again, maybe this old body of mine just ain't what it used to be.
What in the hell are you? A cat? Beastkin? Whatever he is, I don't see any weaknesses in his defense. There's definitely more to him than meets the eye.
Sure has been a while, Jin.
What do you mean by been a while? I've never seen you before in my life.
Whoa there, calm down, son. I reckon you don't remember me. Well, that's all right. You ain't hurt my feelings none. Name's Jubei.
Jubei? Jubei? You've got to be kidding me. You're telling me that you're the Jubei of the 6 heroes?
There was a time folks called me that, sure.
Are you for real?
You feel like finding out? Don't make no never mind to me, but I don't figure it'll turn out real well for you, what with the shape you're in.
Funny. I could say the same thing about you.
Sharp mind you got there, son. The hero of Ikaruga, huh? Reckon you've grown a bit since I saw you last.
Meaning what?
Nothing. Besides, what you ought to be thinking about just now is what you're gonna do next.
Why should I tell you anything?
Heading to Kagutsuchi, are you? Oh, don't worry yourself, I ain't gonna stop you. Matter of fact, best thing you can probably do is go and fight, and you got plenty of that to do. Against fate, hell, against yourself. Just remember, this is your fight, ain't nobody else's. And if you can, I'd ask you to make good where I done wrong.
What in the hell are you talking about?
Ain't how I would've liked it. But all I can do now is keep an eye on what the rest of y'all do. Folks used to say I was the strongest critter around, but hell, if everything I do don't mean squat, I'm about as useful as tits on a bull.
I apologize, but hero or not, I don't have any more time to waste chatting with you.
Listen, kid, before you go, I gotta tell you something. An old friend of mine, a comrade, asked me to give you this message if I ever ran into you.
Comrade?
The world likes equality. If something gets too powerful, the world creates something new that can stand up to it. That's how we get order. That's how nature keeps the balance.
Balance.
If things tip real far in one direction, the world needs something just as powerful to push them back. The bigger that difference is, the bigger the power of order. Hell, it can get so powerful it'll threaten the world itself. This power, the thing that shows up to restore that balance, it ain't good, but it ain't evil neither. So you think long and hard about that power, son. That's what my friend told me to tell you. Look here, Jin. You ever think you're lost? No, you ever feel like you're prepared to tackle the thing that's sleeping inside you? Come and see me, all right? I'm sure you know where to find me. That's just about all I can do for you right now.
That had to be one of the most pointless diatribes I've ever had to endure. And stop acting like you know me, furball.
You sure have grown, Jin.
Welcome back, Mr. Jubei. Did something good happen? You seem to be very pleased.
Oh no. Ain't nothing at all. Just happened to run into an old friend of mine.
Huh?
Well, don't you worry your pretty little head about it, all right?
Yes, of course.
Right then. How's about we continue where we left off?
I finally arrived, but there's no time to waste. You're still around, aren't you? That feeling, it's much stronger than before. It must be my brother's presence I'm sensing. But how is it that I'm able to detect it so easily? Does it have something to do with Yukiana's power? In the end, it doesn't matter. Regardless of how I'm doing it, it is my will that draws me ever closer to my brother.
A gentle breeze throws through Jin's hair as he meanders slowly through the port. He suddenly stops in his tracks, brought up short by the refreshing breeze, with the figure that stood off in the distance.
Wait, isn't that Makoto? Makoto Naniya?
Makoto Nania. No one could mistake the chestnut-coloured tail protruding from her NOL uniform. The daughter of a half-squirrel beastkin. She'd spent a great deal of time with Jin in the student council room during their time as...
Hey, you.
Huh? Are you Jin Kisaragi, head of the student council?
I guess some things will never change. We're not in school anymore. And by the way, I'm a major now.
Excuse me, Major. However, there are more important things to talk about, such as the rumor that you defied orders and escaped from one of our ships.
I see news travels fast. But enough of that. It's not really important anymore. However, there is something that I want to ask you.
Yes. What would that be?
Do you know the whereabouts of Captain Hazama?
Captain Hazama? Unfortunately, I'm not quite sure where he is myself.
Are you not his subordinate, working for intelligence?
Yes, well, that's true, but we mainly just exchange information from time to time. I don't know exactly what he's doing or where he is at any given moment. He seldom informs us of his location. And to be quite honest, I don't particularly care for him. He reminds me of a snake for some reason.
You really haven't changed at all, have you? But it seems that you are indeed telling the truth. Oh well. Thanks anyway.
That's all you wanted? Oh, I mean...
What is it? I'm really in a hurry. If you have something you wish to say, just say it.
It's just... I mean, you've changed quite a bit since you were at the academy.
And you're surprised by this why exactly? I really don't understand any of you guys. Still acting like students. It's like you never graduated.
What was that?
Never mind. So what was it you wanted to say to me?
How do I put it? Since the time you went to Ikaruga, something is...
Something is... what?
I'm sorry to be so straightforward, but what happened in Ikaruga?
Well, 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 well! If it isn't Lieutenant Nanaya. Gathering some intelligence, I presume?
Captain Kazuma.
You son of a bitch.
I'm sorry, but the good Major Kisaragi is quite exhausted from all the trouble he's been through today. So if it isn't too much to ask, it'd be just super if you wouldn't pester him too much.
My apologies, Captain.
You really shouldn't just wander around, poking that cute little nose of yours where it doesn't belong. Didn't you learn anything at the Academy? I mean, gosh. Surely you know gathering intelligence is the sort of thing you've got to do covertly. I'm just worried about you. One mistake in this business can mean your life, you know.
What?
Well, this isn't something you see every day. I'd heard you were pretty cold-hearted, Major, but here you are, protecting somebody. Just goes to show anyone can change, I guess.
You bastard. What in the hell do you think you're doing?
Oh, just, educating one of my subordinates, like any good commanding officer should do. Spare the rod and spoil the child.
Educating? That attack just now was clearly intended to kill. In the intelligence department, executions are now considered educational?
Major Kisaragi.
Yeah. Ooh, you smell like cat, Kisaragi. It's disgusting. Guess he got the jump on me this time. Well, now I know why the Phantom screwed the pooch on this one. Looks like there's no helping it. Well, I'd like to take this opportunity to apologize to you now, Major. I don't think I'll be able to once we're done here.
You bastard. What in the hell are you up to?
Oh, that's on a need-to-know basis, soldier. And you don't need to know. But please, trust me. This comes down from the top. It's the only other viable strategy. Now, if you'd please do me a favor and die!
Okay, bring it on.
The will bit is starting.
Wasn't expecting
Without one.
Not at all.
Action.
That was unexpected.
Wait. Not much question at all.
Die! Dissipate!
Oh, yeah. See what lots of people like this.
Here, not so fast.
Pretty good. Right, I'm standing. Being able to freeze people is so cool.
Die!
Oh, hell. Well, I guess I shouldn't have expected anything less from the hero of Ikaruga. Still, I'm betting you're pretty close to your limit with injuries like those.
You son of a... Damn it! Nox!
I was hoping you wouldn't outlive your usefulness just yet. But I guess the flame that burns twice as bright burns half as long, right?
Hey, are you...
Please, just shut up.
I can get someone else to deal with the Izayoi, Major. So I'm gonna have to ask you to retire a little early, okay?
You get over here!
Huh?
Hurry! Do you want to die?
Huh? I'm coming.
Ouroboros!
Blizzard!
Well, didn't expect you to carry that. Damn, what a persistent little insect you are. The power of order was convenient when it was, well, convenient. Now it's getting to be a bit of a pain in the ass. I'll just need to ask First Lieutenant Tsubaki Yayoi to work a little bit harder.
Do you think we'll be okay here? I hope we ran far enough away. you okay? Ah! Blood?
I can't die in a place like this.
Oh my god, your injuries! What should I do? What should I... But I don't know any healing Ars Magus and... Oh, that's right. Orient Town isn't too far from here. Who's there?
Halt! I do not wish to fight you, young lady.
Who are you?
I am Bang Shishigami, a ninja who fights in the name of love and justice. Might the injured man lying behind you be Jin Kisaragi?
Yes, it is. But you... Those clothes... You're from Ikaruga. Are you here to... kill him?
After sheathing his sword, Jin takes a moment to stare in wonder at the magnificent sight that lies before him, a statue of pure ice, which was created by Jin himself. Encased inside is Tennojo, the leader of Ikaruga. At his feet lies the battered form of Bang.
Tenjo! Huh, not even a worthy opponent. And this man, a ninja of this country? But why? Why would they hold back? They could have crushed this pathetic flyspeck country in the blink of an eye. What is coming over me?
Jin approaches the statue and looks up at Ten.
Could this be? I see. So that's what's going on. But what does this mean? Why did the NOL...
Long time no see, you little bastard.
What?
Deep in his own thoughts, Jin failed to notice the dark shadow that was looming behind him. He only realized his danger when it was too...
Just the kind of quality work I can expect from the power of order. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Medals all around. We'll just collect that stinky old dead guy. Don't you do anything unnecessary, Kay?
The shadowy black figure reaches out and grabs Jin by the back of his head.
You're from... that time!
Oh, your memories are going to be just delicious. Once I'm done with you, pal, you're gonna make the bestest figurehead hero ever! My own little meat puppet!